Hey ladies, it's wonderful seeing you today. How are you doing?
Good, you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing awesome. Well, first of all, congratulations on this new film because I just love it. I think it's incredible. And the thing that I love the most, it's the chemistry, the duo that you guys form. So I wonder, how do you imagine Loretta and Jane would work today without the macho men environment of the 60s?
Oh, well, I mean, I think that we know that they were lifelong friends after this. So, I think many women who go through experiences that are the same, become friends. They see each other, they understand where they're coming from. And I think that's one of the things that I really liked about this script was the friendship and partnership between Jean and Loretta. So it was a really fun aspect of this job to get to portray that.
I'm not sure the newsroom would be that different. So,
Jack, I think I found something. 3 women were strangled over the last 2 weeks.
You're on the lifestyle desk. You're not covering a homicide.
I think the murders are connected.
And what really caught my attention, although the film it's based on the murders, like the killer itself, it doesn't appear. Was there like any special request from Matt Ruskin about it?
I think it was Matt's interest in the film was not to have any gratuitous violence, because for him, that's not really what the story's about. His way into the story was about the way that these women had been erased from the history of the story of the Boston Strangler. And I really respect that Matt is walking a line. He's making a true crime film, but he was actually very respectful of the victims, and I really appreciated that about.
And did you have the chance to be close to them or meet them? I mean, the relatives of the victims?
No, so Matt had done an amazing amount of research. He's from Boston, and actually it transpired that he was friends with one of Jean Cole's granddaughters. So, when I started this, he handed us a booklet like this of all of the research that he'd done. We were really lucky. One of Loretta's children and her grandchildren came to set, so that was amazing. But Matt didn't want us to talk to anyone. So, I think the wonderful thing about working with a great writer-director is that, the research and the care is really on the page with the script. So we just sort of worked with his vision.
Another woman was strangled. Just came over the wire.
I'm killed in the follow-up. You don't have a story.
How many women have to die before it's a story?
Since I'm a woman, we're all women, I couldn't help be fascinated by your looks. It's amazing, all that 60s. We love the 60s, the wardrobe, the hairstyles. How was working on that?
I think Arjun, our costume designer, is really smart and really savvy, and he had pulled a lot of vintage pieces for us to try. And I think and they dyed my hair like a more golden tone, which was sort of more period appropriate. Mm-hmm. And I think we also discovered that I needed to wear some prosthetic hip pads to keep my skirts in place, because I did not wear the period skirts well. It's not really my decade, evidently. And so that was a funny adjustment for me, is that I had to wear silicone hips for the film to make my costumes work better.
What about you, Keira?
I've never done a film in the 60s. I was quite glad for me that it wasn't the later 60s, because then it gets super short, and that's not my happy place. So we were actually pulling a lot, because it's the early 60s, we were pulling a lot of quite 1950s costumes, which look way better on me. I really liked the 2 pieces. We were working with a lot of skirts and a lot of very small knitted tops. I really appreciated it all. I liked it a lot.
Never seen him this tight-lipped about anything.
I don't care if it's 1 killer or 4. We're gonna catch whoever did this. You have any suspects?
Keira, before I go, last but not least, I remember last time we spoke, you told me about your fanatism for soccer of West Ham.
I'm not actually even watching it this season. Not doing it at the moment. Do you know, actually the last 2 years, I haven't been watching any football at all. I think it's because my husband's become so fanatical about it, and he's Tottenham. And I'm finding it all just a little much. And also, my team is really not doing as well. And I'm finding that a little tricky. And his team was doing well, and now that's doing badly. And I'm quite enjoying that.
Carrie, you had your own team, right?
I'm a partial owner of the Edgewater Castle team in Chicago, yes. It's a community-owned league. It's for to provide a pipeline for refugees in the city to have access to soccer, because of course it's a great leveler. It's a sport that happens all over the world, and America's a little bit late to the party, honestly. Other countries have been doing it a lot better and a lot longer, and so we pride ourselves on making soccer accessible to particularly the youth refugee populations in Chicago.
Thank you so much for this time, ladies.
Thank you
very much.